So I'm just checking all the cells. I got everything hooked up. Some of these cells, or some of these packs were half a volt higher than the others, so I tried to mix them up as best I could so that they would equalize, and I'm just checking that now. So there's a higher cell. I'm gonna try and put you down so I can change this without dropping my camera. Alright, so we're going to go from these ones to the last few. There we go. There's still 2 more cells that I gotta check. They're all pretty dang close. I think it's going to be close enough for the BMS board to handle it, so that's going to be good. Okay, and then I have the last, to be able to check the last couple cells, I gotta add these 2 connectors together side by side, and then I gotta jam the, there we go. Now this is how I get the last 3 cells. We got, that's good, it's okay, and that's good. Okay, so it looks like they're all balanced pretty good, at least enough to where the BMS board will be able to handle taking over everything. Now I just gotta get it on the wall, I gotta put all my cables on, and go from there. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the bank that I have so far with the classic 150 8,000 watt reliable inverter, and so far love that inverter. Magnesign inverter, love that inverter as well. I believe that's 4,400 watts or volt amps. And I also love this breaker box that comes with, or that you buy with it. Then I have all these batteries hooked up through 2 sets of 8 gauge, and I'm going to do the same thing with these. Hook them up through 2 sets of 8 gauge. The next upgrade I need is to get 2 bus bars, negative bus bar, positive bus bar, because right now I literally have everything just being bolted straight up to the inverter, and it's getting a bit messy and I don't like it. But this side I have a bus bar. I want to get a better one. It works for now, but I would like a better bus bar for the negative side. I do not have a bus bar at all on the positive side. That's why you have a positive running here, one running here, one running here, and another positive running here. So that's one thing I need to do. It looks like I might have to make one and tap one myself, but we'll see. And yeah, everything's coming along Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Well, would you have guessed it? I burnt out another BMS board. Wow, so prone to this. I hooked everything up. I was going to leave the battery negative off, but I forgot that I had the BMS plugged in, and so when I hooked up the charge and everything and I plugged the BMS board in, I burnt out this rail here. Let's see if we can focus on this here. Focus on my finger. It's directly below my finger. See that burnt out rail? Everything else on this seems fine. This I might use in a different project where it's not as crucial, like my power wall. This is very crucial, so I got my next BMS board going. The problem is this is 60 volts. The rest, or that's 64 volts. Actually 64.5 volts. That's 60 volts. 64.5 volts. 64.5 volts. So what happened was the current went through the BMS wires, and obviously these wires could take more current than the trace could, and 4 volts went through the trace and burnt it up. So now I am just waiting for my soldering iron to heat up, and I'm going to stick this new one on. I really like these. These are awesome. Whenever there's something that goes out of balance, at least you have a light that comes on. I don't expect these, if I have a cell failure, to be able to keep a cell intact. Obviously this is never going to be able to do that, but that's not the point. The point is when the difference, if one cell goes below 3 volts, this shuts off. And I've tested it, I like it, it works great. Like this pack here. I made a video of this pack for you guys a while ago. These cells are horrible. There's some good cells, most of them are pretty much, well, some cells are dead now, that's how horrible they were. But I was using it, and then it just stopped working. And then I would charge it, and it would charge, and then work for a couple minutes, and then it would just disconnect. And it's because one cell was so weak, it would go below 3 volts in like a matter of seconds. So this will, well, maybe make a destruction video of this. There's quite a few cells in here. That should be fun. Anyways, yeah, everything's going good. Other than that, almost ready to go. Going to wait till my system's at 60 volts, and then I'm going to hook it up. You ever want your battery bank to just go dead, or more dead at least? That's me right now. That's why I got the gel battery bank charging. 1500 watt heating, and we're pulling 2300 watts. We have 0 watts coming inside from solar. I've got to bring these batteries down to 60 volts so I can hook my new bank up. I got the wires a little bit tidier. These wires and this wire, that's for my camera, so the stupid thing's so short you can't really hide it very well. These I'm going to be redoing soon to a bus bar, so that's going to be changed. And yeah, it's still a wiry mess. I gotta eventually change these out to match these ones, because they look much neater. They'll look a lot better eventually, but it's a work in progress. We're getting there. But we got another, I don't know, around 2 kilowatts up, whatever it is. In theory, I should have around 16 kilowatts or something like that, but I'm not using the full voltage of these batteries. I'm only using I charge to 90%, and then I discharge down to about 30 or 20%. So I'm leaving lots of power on the table. And so with that being said, I'm not able to capably pull. Oh, look at that! Popped a breaker. They're gonna be wondering what the heck is going on inside, because this is the breaker where the extension cord goes inside. Huh. Oh well. And this shut down as well. Dang it. Oh well. It's because that was charging. That's on. Got a laptop on inside, a projector, internet. No, now everything went down. Oh well. Yeah, I gotta get a separate. Get some stuff running in a different spot. I guess I gotta plug this into the hardwire for that to work. But yeah, I'm just slowly draining my batteries. I wanted another battery bank with a BMS just so that I could pull the full capacity of this inverter without fear of blowing my BMS boards, because these are 20 amps continuous. So I had 100 amps, which should be good, but that is still maxing out my BMS boards. So now I have 120 amps. So now I should be set. This thing should never pull any more than that. And if it does, my BMS boards will blow, which is fine. They act like, these things act just like a fuse. When the MOSFETs go, they crack, and they immediately crack, and then they, it's an open circuit the second they crack. So that's the way I'm going about this. Can't wait to hook this up. See how much more runtime I get, but as you can see already, I've been trying to drain these batteries for about 3 or 4 hours now. Probably 3 hours. 3 hours now. I just came out here and stuck the heater on, like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. But yeah, takes a long time to drain it when you want it to go down. So that's going to be a good thing though once winter hits, and I'm really going to need this power. Well, the fan's just turned on the reliable. It's working good. Magnesine's charging good. And I finally bought the wire I'm using for the system. This is 3 gauge. As you can see, this can handle 100 amps. So I'm going to be putting 2 of these together eventually. So I should be able to supply close to 100 amps. I'll have a 100 amp breaker. And then I'll also have this. I'll have this so it can go through the system and bypass and whatnot. But or I might just have this on a completely different circuit in different spots throughout the house. I don't know. We'll see. But eventually, I might be moving. I'm gonna have a switch that'll change from the gel bank to the lithium bank, and then I might only charge at 64 volts, so I can use my Magnesine inverter on the lithiums. And then I'm not sure what I'll use this for, because this can't do 240. This does 240, and I need 240 for my house. But this is definitely going to be used somehow. I might just keep it separate. I might just run the house off the gels and then run everything. I might put every circuit on the house that's 110 off this. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, we're getting there. But this is taking way too freaking long for me. So we're finally below 60 volts. Awesome. Or below 62 volts. I got that heater going there. I got a bunch of stuff inside. I got the massive 5 parrots and 1 charging. And I'm going to turn this heater on. It's going to roast this room, so I got to be careful I don't make this room too warm. It is cooler outside, so, but it's already getting uncomfortably warm just from that heater. And this is now heating as well. But this is going to turn into an endurance test. It's on stay on. Starting to pump out the heat. Oh, and there we go. Gonna pull a solid 3,800 watts. No, 3,700. Okay, so that one's going. That one's going, plus all the stuff in the house. Starting to pull some serious power now. And we're gonna go like this for a while. This is gonna put this inverter into a very warm scenario like summer and under a good load. So we're not even at 50%. We're actually at close to 50% because this does 7,000 watts continuous, 8,000 watts peak for a few minutes and before it overheats. So keep that in mind. It does do 8,000 watts starting, but gotta be careful with that. Yep, it's getting very, very warm in this room very quickly. I'm actually gonna point this away from me because it's too warm already. Alright. With the load on it, we're at 61.6 volts. And we're still pulling 3,650 watts. The fans are staying on, kinda. Cool air is coming out, so that's good. It means it's very well thermally cooled, so gotta give them that. Yeah, I'll update you if anything changes, but yep, both heaters are still on, and we're getting there. We're at 61.5, starting to drop. So finally got a load that you can actually see the battery stick coming down slowly. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. One more thing I'd like to add. At this load, the lights in here, I have fluorescent, I have an LED, I have two fluorescents, and there isn't even the slightest flicker. So I just checked that battery bank, and I actually need to be at closer to 59 volts. But we are at 60 volts. I only had to be in here for almost an hour running all this. We are still pulling 3,737 watts. At this point, the fans have not turned off. They just run continuous. I can't remember where the temperature. I think the temperature sensor's on this side. This side's warmish, middle, cool, warmish. I actually think this side's a little bit warmer than this side. Seems to be working fine though. But we're getting there. Dropping nicely. So stress test. Oh, look at that. Something else got turned on in the house. At around 50% load, because this is 8,000 watt peak, 7,000 watt continuous. Put the 8,000 watt on it because it can do that apparently for around 4 or 5 minutes. I don't know if I would test that if I were you. I would just count on that maybe for a surge, quick second, and treat this like a 7,000 watt, and I think you'll be safe for the price. Even for the price, it doesn't matter if this is a 7,000 watt. Still a ridiculously good deal. I'm very, very happy with this purchase because it was very cheap for the wattage. Expensive for the wattage, but I still love it because these things last forever and they have a 5-year warranty. So, pick your poison. You can go the cheap route and hope and pray it lasts. So this one seems to be, so it's great. Or you can go with the expensive one. You're pretty much guaranteed a good life and good warranty. So, to each their own. Yeah, something else turned on in the house. We're getting close to 4,000 watts continuous pull. Oh yeah, I guess once we get under 60 volts it starts dropping a lot quicker. Look at that. Awesome. Won't have to be too much longer now. Alright, so I just checked the voltage between my BMS board and this battery bank, and the difference is 0.1 of a volt, or sorry, 0.4 of a volt. So what I'm going to do now, at this point I'm going to hook it up. It should be able to handle that 0.4 of a volt difference, no problem. I gotta bend the a ring terminal with a vice grip to go over the top of the other ring terminal. There we go. Okay, good. Now we gotta loosen this. Be very careful with this here. Oh, I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room. Maybe I shouldn't have bent it. So I gotta come out the front here. Okay. There we go. No kaboom, anything like that. That's nice. Everything's good when it doesn't go kaboom. Okay, so that's that. I have to cut this lead off soon. So now, I shut both heaters off. We're at 59.7 volts, and I'm going to hook up the BMS board and hope nothing goes pop, because if it goes pop, that's no good. No pop yet. I already popped it once. This is the second BMS board because I connected it when there was a difference of voltage. Well, I didn't realize that. I forgot that it was still hooked up through the BMS wires. I didn't have this hooked up yet. But anyways, mistake learned. Let's see what kind of amps is coming through here. Oh, very little. Okay, let's re-zero this. What's going on here? Oh, you know what's... The battery's going dead in this meter, so it acts up big time. There we go. 2.7 amps. Probably being put into these batteries from the other batteries, which is fine. It can easily handle that. So, yeah, looking good. Looks like the system is working. Keep a close eye on this for the next little bit, but successfully added another 12 cell packs, which is awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a big thumbs up, helps a lot, and share, and yeah, thanks a lot, guys.